Flower. Thank you. Thank you. Parish. Okay, shall we wait for a few minutes? Or meanwhile, we will do some question answers. If you have questions, we can do the question answer, 1 or 2 question answers before we begin the main session. Any questions? Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Yes.
In verse 22, there's a line that says, and mind itself primordially transcends all mental fabrications.
Oh.
I wanted to understand what primordially means.
Okay. Primordial meaning since beginning. Since beginning. Primordial. Yes. Any more questions?
Are mental fabrications similar to afflictions?
Okay, this is a good question. Oh. Fresh the brochures. Okay, mental fabrications. Are they similar to afflictions? No. Mental fabrications means okay, in the first place, what do you understand by elaboration? Elaboration? What do you mean by elaboration? In the normal context. Yes, Dr. Paradiji? Okay. They say make it detailed, elaborate. Today, the buildings here, they're elaborate. The food is elaborate. So fabrication meaning like elaborations, or say like the dream. In the dream, you see so many things there. There are diverse things there. Say you go to the, say, Delhi main traffic. There are thousands of cars there, and these cars, they have the car numbers and car plate number plates. It's, let's say, in the dream. And you can't imagine that my mind is actually making these up. When you wake up, you come to realize that these are all mental fabrications, mental makeup. Okay, so what I'm planning doing is that, okay, where is the mind located? This is a very good question. Okay. So shall we finish this first or do the question answers? Their question, okay, difficult, not spare me. Okay, where is mind located? Number one, we need to keep in mind that we are I'm talking empirically. empirical meaning, something which we can experience. No exotic explanation. Say something which can experience is that, for example, say what we have. We are constituted of body and mind. What do you mean by body? It's obvious. Biologists, neuroscientists, physicists, chemists, they all know what the body is. Then what is mind? Mind is something which each one of us, we experience. Say sadness, anger, I'm good at it, I'm not good at it, ego. All these are the mental experiences which we experience. So these are known as the mind. The next question is, where is this mind located? Where is the location of this mind? So in the first place, we have to know that physical body has a location. Physical body has a physical location. Mind does not exist in space. It exists only in time. Our body exists in time as well as in space. When you speak about the physics is about the physical world. There's a physical space there. The mind does not exist in space. It exists in time. These are very different plane of realities. Yet, interestingly, we say that I have mind. Where I go, my mind travels with me. This is reality. Then there's one explanation in the Buddhist philosophy. Not all Buddhist philosophy explains this, but one Buddhist philosophical system explains that the body, what we have, is a very gross body. Then there's a subtler body, which we see on the physiological level. Then there's a still a subtler body, which at times we can feel, but we cannot see. Subtle body, for example, like say maybe medically it may be explained as the hormonal flow in your body. For example, say you are a little tense or fear, then your body you can see the flow of the heat waves, body heat flowing. Or when you're happy, again some sensations flow in your body, tickling sensations, so forth. So these are the indication of the subtlest energy, which means matter. Matter not in the physical sense. Better would be energy. So on that level, which explains the subtle energy, one of the Buddhist schools. So that subtle energy and the mind, these two are like the two sides of the same coin. So where the subtle energy exists, the mind exists. So where subtle energy is a physical thing. For example, magnetic energy, magnetic force, is a physical thing which can measure it. So likewise, this energy that you can feel, you cannot see but you can feel, that is the location of that is at the heart, not the biological heart. Not the biological heart. It is at the mid of the chest. The mid you go in, so your spine, and maybe 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter inside the spine. So that is the biological heart. No, that is the I would say psychophysical complex heart. It's not the biological heart. So that is a place where the subtle energy resides. And where the subtle energy resides, the subtle mind resides. So in other words, if you ask me, where is your main base? If you ask me, I'll say Delhi. But if you go to Delhi, you will not find me. I go to different places. That is my main base. Likewise, the mind, the main residence is this psychophysical complex heart, not the biological heart. This is the location, but it can manifest in different forms. For example, like when you see, it takes its manifestation in your eye consciousness. When the body touch, body, and then the mind, even the mental consciousness, you close your eyes, you think of the visual objects, there's a very gross mental state. So they can move in different places, but the main residence is at this heart. This is the main residence. Yeah. And if we really practice various trainings, then you can see actually the energy moving from the heart. You can feel, not see, feel. Okay, good. We complete this part, and those of us who are new here, the one at the back, did you get this book? All? Did you all get the book? Okay. So this book, keep it to yourself. This is for your own copy. Keep it to you. This is a very important copy. You'll not find this in Amazon. This is published by Tibet House, and you'll not get it anywhere. But it's strange, in Nepal, there's one shop where somebody who knows Tibet House was so amazed to find this book being sold there. We never sell this to anybody. Somehow they got it. I don't know how. Yes? In the shop. That's interesting. Okay. So this is not for sale. And we give it only as a compliment, the complimentary copies to the people, not as for sale. Okay, that's good. Okay, we are on page number 98. So what we're talking is, finally what we're talking about how to manage our emotions. And managing the emotions, for this we need to know how the mind works. How the mind works, and how the mind, when you become sad, how the mind works, and what triggers the sadness. If you become happy, what triggers the happiness? So what we learned from the 5 ever-present mental factors. Okay, 5 ever-present mental factors, what we learned is that finally, the most effective way is, if you know how the mind works, whether you become sad, whether you become angry, whether you become happy, or sense of accomplishment, or whatever, what is happening is that these 5 things are operating with your mind. So the last one, when you feel happy, means you embrace. That's intention. So what triggered this embracing intention and not pushing the intention is because of the pleasant feeling. Instead of the pleasant feeling from number 5, you go up. Instead of pleasant feeling, there's an unpleasant feeling. Then number 6, instead of the pleasant feeling, if it is unpleasant feeling, number 4, then number 5, the mind will resist. Resist what? Resist what triggered the unpleasant feeling. And how do we know that something triggered the unpleasant feeling? Discrimination knows. Discrimination. You go up from number 4 to number 3. Discrimination knows. So this discrimination, someone knows, I use the word knows, but it can be deceptive also, discrimination. Sometimes we make judgments on the basis of the wrong information. You agree? Some person may be so good, but then simply you see in one way, you misinterpret it. And then you see that color that person, paint that person is so bad. And so this is your wrong judgment. So it is your wrong discrimination. So discrimination, that determines how, in fact, I would say the quality of your life. Say if you are, let's say, a politician, somebody who's loved by everybody, or somebody who is being hated by everybody, or somebody who really, they makes a difference to the whole community, to the world. That's all determined by the discrimination. And inclusivity, exclusivity, all determined by the discrimination. So this discrimination is important, very important, and where some people did tell lies. They say, even in the family, people tell lies, cheating. Then in the community also, people tell lies. Telling lies and being aggressive, abusive. These are not the signs of strength. These are the signs of the weakness. Because you don't find any other solution. You don't find a better solution. So you see that this is the only solution for my personal benefit. I have to tell a lie. I have to fight. I have to be aggressive. I have to bully. So whatever works, the person does. Because not finding a solution. Why the person not finding a solution? Because the discrimination is very narrow. Discrimination is so narrow. So how to make the discrimination rich? If the discrimination is so vast, some people, when they give, let's say, the public lectures, some people, they give public lectures for 1 hour. Person would have, say, the rich materials to say. So there's a vastness there, but we don't know the depth. So if the person were to give the lecture continuously with the people of the same area, in the same area, for example, like, let's say, for example, physics, then the physics PhD students, if they listen to you, and then the students will come to know about the depth of the matter, depth of the knowledge of the person, the teacher. So that depends on the discrimination, the depth of the discrimination, and the vastness of the discrimination. So if somebody has a vast knowledge and the deep knowledge, then that person does not really have to resort to anger or aggression or even bullying. No need. Because you have the solutions. Why you resort to these solutions like bully, aggression, anger, and so forth, is because you don't have the discrimination to solve the problem without friction. So because of which they resort to these measures. So how to make the discrimination rich, fast, and profound? You go to the number 1 and number 2. Number 1, contact. Number 2, attention. So contact with the vast information and the deep information. That is so important. So therefore today I would say that nowadays, particularly this era of the digital world, I would say that this is a great opportunity for us if you use this platform properly. This gives you a great possibility to expand our horizon of knowledge, contact with the rich materials and deep material. If you use the platform, digital world properly. If you misuse it, it can simply waste your time. Waste your time, then in the end, you see that how time flies, you don't know. And then the day, say somebody who is, for some say, yesterday there were 2 young ones, now there are the boys there, younger ones, at the moment they have the black hair, right? Keep watching all these things, waste your time, and then finally you see that your brain is empty and your hair is already white. You're getting it? This will surely happen. And time flies. How many agree with me that when you reaches the age, like when one reaches the age 30, time flies, right? Age 30, time start to fly. How many notice that results? Age 40 is really running, right? Age 50, jump. Age 50, the first time when I hit 50, I could not believe. It was like jumping. I could not believe that I'm already 50. This will happen. The young boys, right? I would say one young girl is here, and otherwise the young boys, the girl there. Okay. So time will fly. Time will first not fly. First run, then fly, then jump. So the point is that today's digital era, if you can use it productively, wisely, then we see that there's incredible possibility. For example, when I was younger, like in my 20s, none of these digital thing is there. So if I really want to learn English words, I have to have the fat dictionary with me, right? Nowadays it is redundant. How many of you keep the dictionaries now? Big ones. You still have. Afshan, you don't use the dictionary here. Oh, sure, that's interesting. Okay. So this is it. So with this in mind, what we are saying is that how to manage emotions. And today, if we do get time, I'd like to quickly touch on how to transform your cognitive thought process. Again, discrimination. Change the discrimination to distress, to manage our destructive emotions, by changing the perception of the object. So this will touch the emptiness. But yesterday I did mention this to you, right? Particularly people who go to South India, don't say that we studied emptiness. Right? Then the monks will be, first they will give you so much of respect. Then they'll ask you, how many years you studied emptiness? Oh, Goa University, how many years? Not a year. Then what? 1 year? No. How many months? No. How many days? 1 hour. Right? Or you don't just, what did I say yesterday? Maintain a dignified silence. Right? Okay. So with this in mind, so what we just continuation from what we did the last 4 days. Page 98. Page 98. So now what is taught here is that all our, the emotions, related emotions which arise, emotions arise within the state of your subject. And these emotions arise when the subjects come in contact with the objects. You're getting it? This is what we learned. When the subject come in contact with the object. For example, say you meet with somebody who you love so much, your mom, your dad, whoever, you love so much, you meet that person and then there's a joy coming in you. Whereas you come here for peace of mind and then somebody who you dislike, the person passes by, instantly you start to stress up. So this is how the mind works, that your emotions, they are regulated, they come into the being by dependence on the coming contact of this subject and the object. So what kind of objects can trigger the bad emotions, sad emotions, anger and so forth? So this is identified here. 98, verse number 24. All sufferings is like the death of your child in the dream. Sufferings that you encounter with as your objects. To take such delusive appearances as true, how exhausting. So what we go through, in a way, they're like the miseries, the difficult situations that you face that you dream of facing, or that you face in the dream. In the dream, you meet with accidents, you meet with all these nasty things, and you see them so real. For example, a simple example, a dream ghost chasing you. In the dream, a ghost chasing you, there's so much of fear there. So because you encounter with the ghost and believing that the ghost is real. So it says that when you wake up, you said that this is just your own mental makeup. Why should I be affected by this dream? So all that I went through in the dream, how exhausting, and why should I have to go through this unnecessarily? I was deluded. Okay. Therefore, whenever you encounter unpleasant circumstances, to see them as deception is the practice of a bodhisattva. So last few days, what we've been saying is that what is the difference between the dream, the ghost, okay, say, the dream ghost, yeah. So dream ghost and the real ghost. What's the difference? The dream ghost is purely deception. But in the dream, you don't see that as deception. When you don't see that as deception, then you suffer. When you see that as deception, then you are free from the fear. So when do you see that as a deception? The dream ghost as deception. When do you see that as deception? When you wake up, you see that as deception. Deception meaning it is not objectively real, it is subjective, purely subjective. When you see things subjective, then you say that what I saw in the dream, it was just deceptive. It is not objective, it appears as objective. It's purely subjective. Then the relief comes to you. This is how we manage our emotions. And at the end, I'll try my best to give you the 3 tips, 3 ways by which to manage emotions, which we discussed the last 4 days. I'll try to give the few tips there, and then see if you can use this in your real life. Next, verse number 25. If those who aspire to enlightenment, now, how not to give in to laziness? If those who aspire to enlightenment willingly give up their bodies, what need is there to mention external objects? Therefore, with no hope of reward or benefit, to give with generosity is the practice of a bodhisattva. So now what is being taught here is that finally, okay, tell me, particularly people who make good foods, raise hands, who make good foods. Good foods, no? Yes, two? No, you don't? Okay, anyone else? Good food, very good. Afshan? Yes, she is a young body, old soul. Yeah, okay. And the boys? Good food? Huh? No? Okay. Okay. So let's say that, okay, let's say that, we will make a good food and I give the responsibility to your name? Vasundar. Vasundarji. I give the responsibility to Vasundarji because I learned that she cooks well. Give the responsibility to Vasundarji to cook for all of us. And then she'll ask, where are the ingredients? And I give her potatoes and rice. That's it. Yeah, so what? Make good food. Can you make good food out of that? Just a potato and rice? Huh? Yes means you have no clue how to cook this. Your name? Siddhartha is saying yes, good food. He has never seen, he has never made. Okay. Some Vasundhara, they say, can you make good food out of this? Rice and potato, that's it. No oil, no oil, no salt, nothing. Yes, what do you require? Only oil and salt. Finish. Oh, no masala. Oh, that's interesting. That's for the Dr. Anta will be very happy, right? It's a healthy food. Okay, so what we say is that to make good food, you need lot of, yes, Sunalji? Lot of ingredients, right? It's not just one or two ingredients. Lot of ingredients and varieties of food. Okay, so for that matter, it is not just one factor. So we require a lot of factors. Likewise, to manage emotions, we require a lot of factors. Particularly, so these managing emotion, to think very seriously, we see that finally the most important job in our life is to learn how to manage our emotions. Because just see whether they agree with me or not. Because, say, out of whatever you earn in your life, say you're a student and you get scholarships, your parents give the scholarships, so whatever. From this, you spend minimum 90%, 95% after your body. Yes, no. Let's say, for example, in a house you have a fan to keep your body cool. You eat food for your body. Go to gym, pay money for the body. Your car, gas in the car to take this body from one place to another place. You agree? It's for your body. Okay. And so this body, what's the problem if you don't have these facilities? What's the problem? Then mentally you will be unhappy. You're getting it? So this mental state, it is all related to mental state, yet we think as though like we are looking for something outside. The money, gym, and so forth. Say you go to gym, how many you go to gym, resents? Go to gym, one. Okay, right? Say if you are mentally extreme, say somebody is abusing you, or you have a extremely serious court case, very serious court case, and physically you are in the gym, right? Your mind, your body will never become good. Your body will keep going down. When your mind is stressed, your body will keep going down. You're getting it? So this mind, managing the emotions, this is extremely important, but today's modern education is designed to just think of the external world, to see your happiness in the form of external world. But it doesn't mean to neglect your external world. External world is so important. Last time we talked about the sound of the two clap, the sound of the two hands. One hand symbolizing external material things and the other one symbolizing your internal factors. So both are important, both. If you neglect the external, some people, they go to the extreme, saying that, oh, it's purely mental, it's purely mental. Some become sick, it's purely your mental stress, purely mental. No, stress because of some other people abusing you. External factors are there. So some people, they go to the other extreme, that everything as well, like happiness is outside, misery is outside. And you go purely, if you get, say the maximum, today we talk about the package, right? Salary, what salary will I get? What's a package salary? So, as well, like happiness purely 100% outside. This is also one extreme. Some people say that it's purely mental. This is also extreme. The reality is that our mental state, the joys, happiness, miseries, they are all coming together. They arise, but depends on two factors: external factor and internal factors. Whereas when you reach to such level whereby your mind thinking is so mature, so evolved, at that point, then the external will not matter as much. But that is very different, high level. You and I, we cannot expect it now. Later on, we never know. If you practice it, like what we are talking about soon, we're going to talk about the emptiness concept, how everything is like a dream. If you come to get this experience, to get a glimpse of this, then you will see that, okay, now all my problems, the solution to all my problems is in my hand. You will find that when you get the understanding that everything is like a dream. For this, simply by blind faith, you will never get it. It must be done through systematic studies, reflection, and conviction. Conviction must be gained. It never happens through blind faith. So yesterday, I told you, if somebody says that, okay, you take this amulet, right? You take this amulet, you use this amulet, and then in 1 year you will become a Nobel laureate in physics. Do you agree? The young boys say, if a guru, a saint from Himalaya comes, and you say, how can I become Nobel laureate in physics? And the guru gives you amulet. You keep it around your neck, and in 1 year you will become a Nobel laureate in physics. Will you agree? Will you believe in it? There's no way by which belief. If you really want to become a Nobel laureate in physics, you have to study physics. Without studying it, simply by Guru's blessings, it will never happen. Saints' blessings will never happen. If somebody says that, yes, it will happen, this is purely superstitious. You're getting it? Purely superstitious. So be wise. Be wise. Never fall prey to superstition. This is so important. Okay, with this in mind, what is taught here is how to manage emotions. It's not like Guru's blessings and your emotions are managed. No. So we have to resort to what is known as the mention of the 6 perfections are mentioned. Perfection of generosity, perfection of ethics, perfection of patience, perfection of enthusiasm, perfection of meditative concentration, perfection of wisdom. 6 are taught, and these six, then if you can include in our daily life to see how much you can practice them, then you see that your emotions are regulated, they are under control. Then external factors will not affect you as much. Okay, 25, page number 99, verse number 25. If those who aspire to enlightenment willingly give up their bodies, generosity, the first one. What need is there to mention external objects? Therefore, with no hope of reward or benefit, to give with generosity is the practice of a bodhisattva. Next is the ethics. If lack of discipline prevents you from benefiting yourself, then your wish to benefit others is just a joke. Therefore, to observe discipline with no longing for worldly existence is the practice of bodhisattva. It should be thought of for one's own personal growth rather than for worldly possessions, obsession of the possession, the acquiring worldly possessions. Instead of that. 27. For a bodhisattva who seeks a wealth of virtue, every harm perpetrator is like a precious treasure. So this we discussed yesterday about the practice of the patience. Somebody who creates problems with the 27 is the patience. How to practice patience? Patience means with respect to somebody who creates problem on you. For a bodhisattva who seeks a wealth of virtue, every harm perpetrator is like a precious treasure. Therefore, without feeling irritation to all, to cultivate patience is the practice of bodhisattva. And I know that each one of us, we might have own, the family issues and difficulties. You see others also go through difficulties. How can you practice patience against the perpetrator, against the bully, and so forth? So this we discussed yesterday. And you don't have to, simply by reading this, it's not that you have to, oh, what I'm doing is wrong. Now I have to surrender to my husband, to my wife, to my this, to my boss, and so forth. No, you don't have to. The thing is that if you think that, say, our reading, so these verses, their readings, it has so many layers, and on the surface, particularly people who are new. I give the example of the Israeli guy. Yesterday I gave the example of Israeli guy who went this teacher, and the teacher told something, and then he could not agree. He could not agree with the teacher, and later on, this teacher became his main teacher. The teacher passed away. Still, the teacher's photograph is in his mobile. What do you call it? Wallpaper as wallpaper. And it's amazing. Now, say, for him, you just mentioned the teacher's name, he will just go becoming so emotional, so connected. Okay, so if you don't agree with this, yes, we have some platform. And then also, I told you yesterday that if you have anything like you discuss more later on, feel free to write to me. I give you my email address. Okay. The next page 102, verse number 28. So this is about the enthusiasm. Enthusiasm meaning how one engages in the virtues without any sense of indolence or the laziness. 28. If Shravakas and Pratik Buddhas, Shravakas and Pratik Buddhas meaning those people who seek personal liberation. Shravakas, those who seek personal liberation. Pratik Buddhas, they two differ. The two differ in their sophistication. Both of them are seeking personal freedom from samsara. If Shravakas and Pratik Buddhas, who strive for their benefit alone, expand effort as if to extinguish a fire burning on their head. So this amount of the enthusiasm they have to work for them, the spiritual journey. To cultivate joyous effort or enthusiasm. The well-being, the wellspring of positive qualities is the practice of a bodhisattva. So, closer to his exam, we become so enthusiastic. Yes, I will study like 10 hours, 15 hours a day. Yes, and then we made our timetable, very rigid timetable. You remember? And then it works only for one day. And then from day 2 it flops, right? Agree? If you agree, raise hands. How many tried it? Raise hands. If you made this calendar, the timetable, and it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. At least you have the enthusiasm, right? Temporary, short term. What is that? Rooney, your name? Nori. What Nori just said? Immediate gratification, right? At least you have the immediate feeling of enthusiasm, right? That I will do. And then one day is fine, and then next day it flops. Okay, this is because that we are being unrealistic. Your mind, your body, these two should sync. And your mind thinks of doing a lot, and the body cannot cope with this. These two do not sync. Okay. And some people can do that. Some people, 1 out of 1,000 can do it. What you make, the rigid timetable that you make, 1 out of 1,000 can follow this. Otherwise, majority cannot follow this, because we should be very realistic with the body. Body has its own limitations. Mind has also limitations. Okay. To cultivate joyous effort, the wellspring of positive qualities is a practice of bodhisattva. Okay, now tell me, how can we cultivate this joyous effort? For example, how many of you, what is the best day in a year for you? What is the one day in a year which you really look forward to, generally speaking? Raise hands. Huh? Your birthdays. And Sujataji? Birthday. Okay, let's say birthday. We wait for the birthday, particularly when you were age 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? People give full attention to you on that day. And then no class and holiday, and your parents, you get the presents. Okay, so their birthday, the day finishes very quickly, right? One day it goes past by so fast. Yes, Vijayji, right? So the birthday, you wish that if it is like 2 days, it's better. Right? 3 days, even better, better. Okay. The point is that whatever you do, if you feel the joy, then you don't feel tired. Then you can persevere in what you're doing. Whereas when you do things and if you feel the stress, there's no joy. What's the opposite of your joy? What's the opposite of joy? Sadness, stress, unhappiness. So there, the opposite of which is, say, with the joy, then the mind becomes serviceable. Opposite of which is inserviceability. The mind becomes inserviceable. Stress, inserviceable. Burnout, worst case of inserviceability of the mind. So when these things happen, then the mind does not work. Stress, burnout, and inserviceability, the mind does not work. So tell me, of the 5, what was happening? When the mind was stressed, right? You make this very, very rigid timetable, and it is only for 1 day, and then the next day, no way, right? It's so stressful. What is going? Tell me, of the 5. Huh? Discrimination, intention, anyone? Okay, what is the stress? Pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling? Unpleasant feeling. Actually, it's the feeling. You're getting it? You get the unpleasant feeling. Stress is an unpleasant feeling. So now, say with this rigid timetable, you try it 1 day. In 1 day, you feel so stressed. You feel that. That is a feeling. So, what creates the stress? So with this, you like the stress or not? You don't like the stress. So the next intention will push the stress. And you cannot push the stress. So you will push the trigger of the stress. What is the trigger of the stress? This timetable. You're getting it? So this timetable will be dumped. You're getting it? Okay. So then you go back to your old timetable. Okay. So the stress is what you don't want, and because of this stress, the unpleasant feeling, the intention will try to push the unpleasant feeling, resist. But it cannot resist the unpleasant feeling. It resists the trigger of the unpleasant feeling. And the trigger, how do you know about the trigger? What connects you with the trigger of the unpleasant feeling? Discrimination. Because of this timetable, right? Who knows it? Your discrimination knows it. Who makes the timetable? Your discrimination makes the timetable. You're getting it? Nobody makes it for you. So discrimination. And why this discrimination? Because of the failure to know yourself well. Because of the failure to know your body and your mind well. So why this failure? Failure of this knowledge is the lack of the information. Lack of the information which is happening on the contact and the attention level. You're getting it? So therefore, what we are, how should make things like birthday for us, right? Prepare for exam should be like a birthday for us, celebrating birthday. If you prepare for exam, if it is like celebrating birthday for us, birthday celebration, if the timetable is very rigid, right? Say at 7 o'clock, your mom will come with a gift. At the 7:05, your dad will come with a gift. The more the rigid timetable, the more happy you are. The more gifts you get. So the pleasant feeling increases. When the pleasant feeling increases, you don't find the timetable as rigid. You find the timetable as extremely enlightening. So the point is that this unpleasant feeling must be changed to the pleasant feeling. And how to change it? This is so important. For example, let's say that, okay, how many of you are coming for the His Holiness teaching? End of June? Did we come? Joyce? A teaching of His Holiness. That Dr. Anita ji, Tushita already booked, fully booked. Yeah, so what I'm saying is that, okay, so why I said it? I lost the link. Timetable. Okay, I lost the track. I could not connect it. Okay, never mind. Okay. So this is the problem of the age. Okay, going back, page 103, 29. Joyous effort. Oh, yes. Now I got a link. Okay, let's say that we're all applying for this teaching and all the rooms are booked in Vanipur. Don't worry, Dharamsala is not too small. It has so many guest houses. So one particular place, there is no Tushita Meditation Center, is already booked fully. Yesterday I came to know about it because they were asking if students will get scholarship for this program. And I said, give scholarship from Tibet House. And then the office again checked with the tuition center. They came to know that tuition center is already fully booked now. So then nothing can be done. Okay. So with this, let's say that you signed up for that program. So what I'm saying, the discrimination, how the discrimination will make sure that you're, say the discrimination, but then what next? Feeling. Discrimination decides your feelings, pleasant or unpleasant feeling. This is so important. So instead of forcing yourself, right, keep yourself calm, right? How to keep calm? I want to keep calm, but I cannot keep calm. No, keep calm, stay calm, right? Don't worry too much. I don't want to worry, but it comes. How should you? No, don't worry. This does not help. If you say don't worry, the person will ask you how not to worry. Again, you have to give the solution. Simply by saying that don't worry, this is not the solution. You have to give the solution. What is the solution? So for this, what we suggest all of us, you, me, all of us, try this. Say for example, say the worry is what? Mental unpleasant feeling. And then mind resists it. Resists it in one form, which came to be known as in the form of worry, sometimes in the form of anxiety, some cases the form of the depression. So it can take different forms. It's all, the one commonality among all this is to resist. Your mind resists it. Resist, not embracing. Embracing is very cool, calm. So how not to, they say, have no fear. Don't worry. How not? Okay, so if you know the psychology here, so all the worry, stress, anxiety, depression, and so forth, these are all happening on the level 5, which is intention, which makes the mind to resist, which against your peace of mind. So there's no peace of mind is lost now. It's resisting. So what makes your mind to resist? To stop the trigger of the unpleasant feelings. Because unpleasant feeling, right? So what we need to do is how to change the unpleasant feeling to the pleasant feeling. Automatically your worry, anxiety will stop. So why people who have anxiety attacks for a long time, they depend on antidepressants. How does it work? It numbs your mental activities. You're getting it? It numbs your mental activities, brain activities. It numbs. So cognitively, it numbs. And because of which the trigger for cognitive is on the discrimination level. So that is numbed. When that is numbed, what triggers the unpleasant feeling triggered by that is also calmed down. Unpleasant feeling calms down. Because of this, then the mind will not resist. So this is okay, now I feel okay. Actually, it's not okay. It's actually made numb. Now the point is that instead of making numb, keep the mind active. Don't make it numb. How to do it is by knowing that, if you know this psychology, how the mind works, then so this resistance which is happening on number 5, intention level, change it. That can be changed by changing the feeling from unpleasant to the pleasant. How to change it? Right? Simply by hearing this psychology, then go out and people say, hey, now is your feeling. Make the unpleasant feeling pleasant feeling. No, how? No, make it. Again, this is not the solution. How to change the unpleasant feeling, pleasant feeling? Change the discrimination. So I'm going to give you a very simple example, and then you see that it doesn't make sense or not. Then if you think that it makes sense, then your job is to learn how to change the discrimination in all areas. That will make your mind calm and peaceful at any situation. Okay, so for that, let's say that we go for this teaching of His Holiness. And it is full house, already booked. So the possibility that you have is that some says that, okay, Siddharth, you have to, okay, gentleman over there, what is your name? Yes. Makuri. Okay, Siddharth, so now there's no special room, you have to share room with Makuri, right? Then Siddharth, okay, so Siddharth got the information, contact, what's number 1? Contact, what's number 2? Attention, contact, attention. I have to share a room with Makuri. You getting it? I have to share a room with Makuri, right? So now, this information that he gets, how he interprets it, that is very important. Okay. Now I have no privacy, right? So now on the basis of the information that he gets, contact with the information and paying attention to this, then the discrimination. Now I have no privacy. I have to share room with Makuri, right? I have no privacy. Say, somebody says, I have no privacy. What kind of feeling do you expect? Pleasant or unpleasant? Unpleasant. You're getting it? So this discrimination, what made this unpleasant feeling? Discrimination. Whereas, okay, lucky, I thought that all alone when I'm in Goa, I'm always alone. At least now I have I'm not lonely now, right? There's somebody there who shares a room with me. I'm not lonely here, right? I'm not lonely. Pleasant, unpleasant feeling. Pleasant feeling. You're getting it. It's the same situation. How you interpret it cognitively, how you interpret this as, I'm not lonely. Versus, I don't have privacy. You're getting it? Same situation, how you interpret it, one way of interpretation keeps you happy, gives you a pleasant feeling. Another way of interpretation keeps your mind unpleasant. Then when unpleasant, then your mind will resist, intention will resist, right? And then you go here, there, go to, there, okay, Tushita, I know that the Dr. Anita knows that, Dr. Anita, but I don't have direct contact with her, maybe Dr. Savita knows her. Then you go to all these problems. In the process, you are tired. You're getting it? And Dr. Savita just says, no, I'm very sorry. Then she says, no, I'm very sorry. Again, it makes you more problem. You're getting it? So all our problems, somehow they are related to the interpretation. But this is for your managing your emotions. This is not to manage the world. You're getting it? Don't mix up two things. Don't think that this is to manage the world. This is to manage one's own emotion, where we can mitigate our anxiety, stress, depression, so forth. And if it works, then see how you can help your family members, your friends, people around, by sharing what you've learned, and then teach them how to manage the emotions. This is the point. It is not to manage the world. You're getting it? Don't forget it. But don't think that by learning these things, then your neighbor will become nice to you. Don't expect it. Your husband will become nice to you. Your wife will become nice to you. Don't expect it. Particularly your children. When they're young, they're cute. Right? Right? Okay, Dr. Bhariji, children when they're young, they're cute. Right? But not all children. Some are amazing. Some are amazing. Some young children, not young, age 30, 40, still they continue to torture their parents. Oh, extremely sad. Extremely sad. Okay, so we'll finish this first. Then number 103, verse number 29. This is how to see things as illusion. How to see things as dream. When you see things as dream, this is when you wake up. When you wake up, see the things as dream. Okay, a professor, yes, I think it's all right for you, okay for you, you're okay, good. Nothing severe? Nothing severe? No problem? Okay. Okay. So how to see things like dream? This is what is being taught here. Vipassana meaning analytical thinking, analytical meditation, Vipassana. But the Vipassana that we find everywhere, 10-day Vipassana, going edges of Vipassana. How many of you attended it, Resens? Okay. In fact, that is extremely good. That's extremely good. I would say that everybody does it. Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, non-Buddhists, Sikhs, atheists, everybody does this, practice. That would be wonderful. Why not we give a try and see? And if it works, why not? That is extremely good practice. Okay, so why I'm bringing this up here is that is also known as Vipassana. And here, this is also known as Vipassana. These two are the same word with different meanings. You getting it? Okay, same word with different meanings. There are things there with same word but different meanings, right? Okay, complications can arise also because of that, right? Okay, let me show you with one thing. There was the monk teacher and a monk student. And a monk teacher from the old generation, maybe in their 70s. So, no gadgets. No gadgets. And the student, very young, in 20s, and with the internet era. And the student asked the student monk asked the teacher, "Sir, are the monks allowed to use emails?" And the teacher has no idea what the email is. So on the safe side, what the teacher said is that it's fine. You can use email as long as you have no attachment. Right? The elder generation monk, no idea about email. For them, attachment means desire. So desire, craving must be stopped. No craving to email, you can use it. But what he said is that you can use it as long as you have no attachment. Right? So the disciple, okay, sends email without attachment all the time. Right? So it is the same word, attachment, meaning is very different. In the context of the computer science, attachment means a file to be attached. Whereas in the context of the spiritual practice, attachment means desire. It's very different. But it's the same word, different meaning. And likewise, something else is very interesting. When I first heard it, I was so amazed. His Holiness was giving teaching in Delhi by FUR, Rajiv Miradura. Then that was exclusively for about like maximum 250 people, not more. It's in a big hotel. And the space is only for 250. So it's only on the basis of the invites. And which His Holiness, my thing is very different. For His Holiness, what is 200? It's just nothing. For His Holiness, thousands of people. People crave to get the chance to be in the audience of His Holiness's addresses. So there are so many people who were waiting outside. And there was one professor. Okay, I will keep it confidential. I changed the name. And the professor was also, the professor did not get the invite. So she was craving to get into the teaching hall. And they were all waiting outside. And suddenly, let's say her name is Mary. Suddenly from inside, one security guard came out and said, "Is there Dr. Mary? Dr. Mary?" And she was so surprised. This professor was so surprised. Her name. Wow, that's amazing. I'm Dr. Mary, right? And then the security guard, with great respect, says, ushered in. Please come. Then she became the focus of attention from everybody else. Wow. And she got in, and then this security guard showed a patient. Right? Okay, doctor, this patient needs attention, please. Right? She said, "I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a doctorate in the business." Okay, same label, but the reference is very different. You're getting it? So, the Vipassana, in the context of 10-day Vipassana practice and Vipassana mentioned here, this was slightly different. Both are amazing. The point is that our emotions have to be managed, and both will help us to do that. Okay. Vipassana, perfectly endowed with shamatha. Shamatha is it is like, finally what we learned is that ignorance is the root of our miseries. Ignorance is the root of our miseries. For example, being in the sleep. What's the problem with how the fears in the dream come about? By believing in the dream as real. What made you to have this dream? Because of the sleep. You're getting it? So sleep is the metaphor for ignorance. Sleep is the metaphor for ignorance. So, if you want to in sleep you don't see the reality. Ignorance, you don't see the reality. You agree? Okay. So in doubt, you don't see the reality. You agree? How to remove the darkness? How to remove the darkness? Pray to the Buddha. Right? How to remove the darkness? If you want to study tomorrow's exam, and you are so enthusiastic to burn midnight lamp, right? Midnight oil. Then suddenly at like 11 o'clock, there's a power cut. All over Goa, power cut. Now what do you do? There's light, I want light, it's totally dark. What do you do then? How to remove the darkness? Siddharth? Pray to the Buddha. Buddha, please remove the darkness. There's urgency there. I have to study for the exam tomorrow. If the Buddha is sitting next to you, he'll be very upset. What a stupid follower. Right? Why don't you light a candle? If you light a candle, the Buddha will be so happy. This is a smart girl. This is a smart boy. You getting it? So, if you remove the darkness, don't pray. You have to light a candle. One morning, one lady called me up. It was about like 6-7 years ago. One morning, at 6 o'clock, I received a call. And she said that, Geshe, I'm going to give up Buddhism. I said, okay. She said, yes, I'm very serious. I'm going to give up Buddhism. I said, it's fine. And then she said, yes, I'm very serious. I said, okay, may I ask you why? She said that, I'm going to give up Buddhism. And I said, why? She said that, all these last 3 years, I've been praying to Buddha. I've been praying to Tara, Buddha. Tara is a female Buddha. Tara and Buddha. What did you pray? And she said that, I've been praying to Buddha and Tara so that my brother should get a job. But my prayer is never answered. I said, I see. This is the reason why you become a Buddhist. If you want your brother to get a job, don't become a Buddhist. Right? Don't become a Buddhist. If you want your brother to get a job, then what you do is that when you're hungry, don't pray to Buddha. Don't become a Buddhist. If you're hungry, go to kitchen. Likewise, if you want your brother to get a job, don't pray to Buddha. Don't become a Buddhist. Just tell your brother, don't go to the pubs. Don't go to the pubs. Don't go to the nightclubs. Prepare for the competitive exams. Crack the exams and get decent jobs. Don't pray to Buddha. Tell your brother to study well. Crack the competitive exams. So the point is that to remove your ignorance, nobody can help you. You have to light the lamp of the wisdom. This is the only way to eradicate your ignorance. If there is somebody like Buddha or some agent to remove your ignorance like this, that you don't put effort, by now nobody should be suffering from ignorance. No, all these wars should not be happening now. Because these wars, they're all connected with ignorance. The ignorance of the leaders could not calculate the consequences. So, if this ignorance is gone, the leaders become amazing leaders. Then all these wars will stop. So there's no one force which can remove your ignorance. It is you who should actually introduce your light of the wisdom. So all these academic institutions, they are meant to ignite the light of the wisdom. For that purpose, to give you education. So not just sit in your house, pray, Buddha, please remove my ignorance, may I become Nobel laureate in physics. It'll never happen. You have to study yourself. Okay, so with this in mind, so this light, to dispel the darkness, it should have two qualities. Number one, this light should be extremely bright. If the light is very feeble, you can hardly see the book. Again, it does not serve the purpose. Light should be very bright. How many agree with me? Good. Number two, the light should be very steady. It should not be flickering. If from the corner of the room, if there's a wind blowing and the candle flame is flickering, again it strains your eyes. Light must be very steady. So the wisdom, to dispel the darkness of ignorance, this wisdom should have two qualities. One is that it should be extremely bright and sharp. Number two, that it should be extremely steady and stable. So there are two trainings required. One, to sharpen the wisdom, and number two, to stabilize the wisdom. Two trainings are required. So Vipassana here, in this context, Vipassana is to sharpen the intelligence, and the shamatha is to stabilize the wisdom. Vipassana, perfect endowed with shamatha, completely conquers all affliction. So, if this is what happens, then the wisdom is developed. With the wisdom, the ignorance is gone. Once the ignorance is gone, let's say, do you agree with me that 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, in Arctic Circle, right, Okay, Arctic Circle. So amongst us, Dorji Sabit is most familiar there. Arctic or Antarctic Circle? Arctic Circle. So Arctic Circle where the glaciers, the massive glaciers 2,000 years ago, no global warming. These glaciers, if you stack buildings on these glaciers, they will stand very firm in those days, not now. In those days, you agree? Now with the global warming, what happens? Once upon a time, where somebody built all these stacked buildings, stories. Once upon a time, never thought about one day after 2,000 years later, there's going to be global warming. Never thought of this. And then suddenly the global warming happened after 2,000 years. Then the glaciers start to melt. When the glaciers melt, everything there stacked on the glacier will crumble down. You agree? So the glacier is a metaphor for the ignorance. When this ignorance melts, everything stacked on this, the fear, anxiety, anguish, depression, everything will crumble down. Your miseries will come to an end. Okay. So it says, Vipassana, perfectly endowed with shamatha, completely conquers all afflictions because the foundation of the afflictions meaning there is a mental function which disturbs your mind. Mental function, for example, anger disturbs your mind. Greed disturbs your mind. Fear. Actually, fear is not affliction. Fear is a resultant state. And affliction here, this is causal states like anger, which triggers the unhappiness. Greed, which triggers unhappiness. Okay. Knowing this and to cultivate a meditative concentration that transcends the four formless realms. Okay, is an extremely rich material. Again, we have to explain the four formless realms. So, in simple terms, say the whole samsara is divided into three groups. The first group, where we are now, known as desire realm. Then the next is the desire realm in Sanskrit is Kamalok. Then the next to that is a form realm. Form, F-O-R-M, form realm. That is the realm of the god and goddess. Realm of the god and goddess that requires meditative experience. Deep meditation required in order to take birth there. Then the higher than this is the formless realm. Form realm is Rupalok. Formless realm is Arupalok. Form realm, formless realm. So here it says the four formless states. Formless is highest. The highest formless again has four divisions. I'm not going to divisions. The formless again, if you want to know, ask me. I will go through this after completing this. Formless again, there are four divisions. Four divisions known as infinite space, infinite consciousness, vacuity, and peak of existence. Four. Okay. So to take birth in these places, one has to have the extremely refined meditative experiences. But just by having an extremely refined meditative state, it's like the stability, the part of the stability. Sharpness may not be there. So the two teachers of the Buddha, Buddha Shakyamuni, before he became Buddha, he sought the help of two teachers. First one is Acharya Alara Kalam, who attained the second highest level of the meditative power. Buddha attained the same level as the teacher and asked for more teachings. And the teacher said, you have attained everything, there's nothing new to learn. And the Buddha said that I came here to look for the solution, to help all the sentient beings. But that what I've learned thus far does not have the capacity to help the other beings. Then he sought the help of second teacher. Second teacher attained the highest level. But it is only for the stability part, not the sharpness of the intelligence. So sharpness of intelligence is missing. The stability part, the second teacher reached the highest level. And again, the Prince Siddhartha, he attained the same level as the teacher, asked for more teachings. And the teacher said, you have got everything. There's nothing new to learn. From the point of view of the teacher already attained enlightenment. But for the Prince Siddhartha, he has not attained enlightenment. So he said that, still I did not get the solution to help all the beings. Then he left. He said for 6 years practice. Finally, he found that wisdom with the sharpness to wake up, the wisdom to wake up from the sleep of ignorance. He found that, and then he attained enlightenment. So this is what he's saying here. Knowing that the mind and cultivate the meditative concentration that transcends. These four are the stability part. What transcends is the stability plus the sharpness. Okay. Formal stage is the practice of bodhisattva. Okay. The practice of the first 5 perfections, which mentioned, the generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiasm, meditative concentration. These 4, the practices of the first 5 perfections, but without the wisdom to wake up from the sleep of ignorance. Say in the dream you are under the sway of sleep or not. In the dream, you are under the sway of the sleep. So which means that sleep is a metaphor for ignorance. Even though in the dream you have extremely pleasant dreams, but still it is under the sleep, influence of sleep. You agree? So therefore, it says that you have to, if you don't want to be under the sway of the dream, what should you do? Wake up. So waking up is known as enlightenment, awakening. The practices of the first 5 perfections, but without the wisdom to wake up from the sleep of ignorance, cannot achieve perfect enlightenment. Equipped with skillful means and cultivating the wisdom of non-conceptualizing the 3 spheres. 3 spheres meaning, for example, let's say that I give this water to somebody. You give money to a beggar. So the beggar is one who is the beneficiary. And you, number 2, the benefactor. And the act of benefiting. These are 3 spheres. In all activities, there are these 3 things. In all activities, you teach, again, the taught, teacher, and the act of teaching. Likewise, anything else? Likewise, Devika, what are you doing? Your job? Taking care of your son. She loves her son. So the son and the one who takes care, Devika, and the act of taking care of. 3 things. In all actions, these 3 things are there. So these 3 things are referred to as the 3 spheres. But what is happening in the dream? In the dream also there are 3 things. But the 3 things are all deceptive. When you know that what is happening in the dream, the 3 things in the dream, they are deceptive. They are all just your mental projection. Then you are freed from being affected by the dream. Yes? Okay. The practices of the first 5 perfections, but without the wisdom they cannot achieve perfect enlightenment. Equipped with the skillful means and cultivating the wisdom of non-conceptualizing, meaning that non-conceptualizing the 3 spheres as objectively real. Non-conceptualizing the 3 spheres as objectively real, as real. This is a practice of a bodhisattva. Okay, now a warning given to all of us that in the facade of practicing to manage our emotions. So the author warns us, if you do not analyze your own faults, what is your mistake? Okay, this is her mistake, this is his mistake, she is very angry, short-tempered person, this is right, this is... If you don't observe yourself, if you don't check yourself, if you do not analyze your own faults, you might put on a dharmic facade while behaving in a non-dharmic way. Therefore, to continually analyze your own faults and then discard them is the practice of bodhisattva. This is amazing. This is the problem with many of the people. Many of the people say this is a problem. One time, I was invited for a conference, and conference was on conflict resolution. The conference was on conflict resolution. And the host of the conference, the main host, he sent me a message, and particularly in those days, I was busy traveling. Then he said, why I accepted the conference was not big, invitation was not for any other reason, because that I learned that he was a friend of my predecessor, the former director of Tibet House. Just to maintain this relationship, I just accepted. Although I was extremely busy, I could easily reject it. But I accepted it just to make sure that his sense of connection with Tibet House is maintained. Then he was asking me, send me a concept note. Send me a synopsis of your talk. Literally, I didn't have time. So the secretary was writing on my behalf that, okay, he's traveling. When he comes back, then at one point, he sent a letter saying that, what is the conference about? Conflict resolution. And who's sending the letter? Main host of the conference, who conceived this conference, this topic, conflict resolution. He sent a letter to the office, Tibet's office, saying that, tell your director, if he cannot send the synopsis, there's no need for him to come to the conference. The conference what? Which conference? Conflict resolution. And who's sending this letter? The main host, who thought that conflict is very important. And he's creating conflict. You're getting at that? We forget it sometimes. Some people, for example, say, I am talking about the emotion management. And if I don't learn it myself, then it's empty words. Okay. 32. If compelled by your own afflictions, you speak of the faults of other bodhisattvas, and then the judging on others. This is extremely, in a way, it is harming us. You keep judging on others, and then pulling down others. It is actually harming us. It is disturbing your mental state. If compelled by your own afflictions, you speak of the faults of other bodhisattvas, you yourself will degenerate. Therefore, never citing the faults of those who have entered the minor path, meaning those people who are keen to benefit others, working for others, people who genuinely work for others. For example, like Dr. Andaji, really making things happen in many ways. Dr. Savitri, I have a deep, deep respect to both of them. So like that, say, anybody who's working for others selflessly. So these people, we are not to judge them with, anger and so forth. It will degenerate us. Next, desire for gain and services leads to mutual arguments. So whatever we do, we have some expectations. But the expectation, if it is purely material expectations, purely material, not related to your emotions, goodness, values and so forth, then it can lead to arguments. Desire for gains and services leads to mutual arguments. And activities of listening, reflecting and meditating decline. To relinquish attachment to the household of friends, relatives and donors is the practice of bodhisattva. So where one is excessively into this to make others happy, meaning in a mundane sense, and you give up your very important works. Give up very important works just to make somebody else happy, right? So there's the expression which says that, say, the not letting go of the branch and you let go of the root. That is very unwise. Okay. 35. Those who become accustomed to afflictions. Now what should we do when we are in the grip of anger? Like afflictions, grip of the afflictions, what should we do? Once you become accustomed to afflictions, they are hard to undermine. I did not read? Oh, okay. Oh yes. Harsh words disturb. Okay, harsh words. Harsh words disturbs the minds of others and disintegrates a bodhisattva's conduct. Your own bodhisattva conduct will be undermined and it will injure somebody else's the mind. Therefore, to give up harsh words and unpleasant speech towards others is a practice of a bodhisattva. So these are all the reminders for us how we should behave in our day-to-day life. And say particularly, say when you don't like person A and you are in front of person A, you don't talk bad thing about person A. The moment the person A leaves, and then you start backbiting the person. All these must be stopped. So, for example, let's say that they say, I don't like person A. Let's say Afshan. Then when I meet Afshan, I say nice, okay, hello, you are nice. And then the moment I leave, she leaves, then I say bad thing about Afshan all the time. They say Devika, I was telling Afshan is bad, like this. Devika would create an impression that, oh, this person cannot be relied. In front of Afshan, he looks so nice. The moment he's well, he backbites. This is so when he's away from me, again he must be backbiting me. You getting it? In a way, this is your childishness. You are being very childish. That backbiting others, you don't know that in a way you are sending a message telling other people that I'm childish. Real mature people will never do that. If you have to say something, you will say in front and skillfully. Once you're away, don't backbite anything. These are some qualities of the mature people, evolved beings. Okay. Once you become accustomed to afflictions, they are hard to undermine with antidotes. Of the afflictions like desire. For example, recently when I was in Tusamling for retreat, group retreat, there was the PhD student, one girl, brought this question up, saying that now that young people, not only young, even the old ones also, young people, we are so addicted to the gadgets. How to undo this habit? So this is what is said here. Once you become accustomed to afflictions, they are hard to undermine with antidotes. Therefore, with the remedial weapons of mindfulness and introspection, to forcefully eliminate afflictions such as attachment or anger, the moment they arise, before let it flare up, before it flaring up, the moment it arises, you stop it from there. English expression is, stitch in time saves 9, right? This is the message. To forcefully eliminate afflictions such as attachment, the moment they arise, is the practice of a bodhisattva. In brief, okay, now the conclusion message, advice. In brief, wherever you are, whatever you do, always examine the state of your own mind. Always examine your own mind. Continuously working for the welfare of others is the practice of bodhisattva. Okay. Okay, now we're done. To dedicate the merit thus accumulated through these efforts to enlightenment, with the wisdom free of concepts of the three spheres. Concepts of three spheres meaning where the object, the subject, and the act which connects the two, they are all empty of being real, object real, in order to eliminate the suffering of all the infinite beings, is the practice of bodhisattva. By relying on the words of genuine masters. Okay, by relying on the words of, so now is the author is explaining how he composed these texts. At times he assumes his humility. At times he's explained how authentic these teachings are. So, in relying on the words of genuine masters, I explain the meanings taught in the sutras, tantras, and other treatises, in the form of these 37 bodhisattva practices, to benefit those who wish to attain on the bodhisattva's path. Because my intelligence, now humility expressed, because my intelligence is small and my studies few, I lack linguistic skills to please the scholars. Yet since they are based on sutras and the teachings of the genuine masters, I believe these practices of bodhisattvas are flawless. Nevertheless, since the vastness of the bodhisattva's conduct is difficult to fathom by someone like me with an inferior intellect, I pray to the genuine masters to consider with patience all my flaws such as contradiction, incoherence, and so on. By virtue of the merit gathered here, and by the power of convention and ultimate bodhicitta, may all sentient beings become like the benefit of Avalokiteshvara, who dwells neither in the extreme of samsara knowing that of peace. Okay, so we see that for us to extract the greatest meaning, to give the greatest meaning to one's life, we should be like, say, at the moment we are in the ocean of miseries. So we have to cross the ocean of misery. How to cross the ocean of misery? With the two wings, like the bird, two wings. What are the two wings? One is the wisdom to eliminate the ignorance. And the other wing is a wing of compassion to eliminate the selfishness. These, whosoever you are, whatever, say whether you're a believer or not believer, male, female, it doesn't matter. As long as we have these two things, whether you're high, low, whatever, ignorance and selfishness, these two things are within us, the person is never happy. Number one. Number two, that people around you are very unhappy. Sometimes, okay, how many of you have that experience? Sometimes when somebody comes, you feel so suffocated. Even 5 minutes to be with that person is like sitting for like 2-3 hours. You feel so suffocated. Resents? It happens in your life? Yes, it's extremely suffocating. The moment you gone, okay. Either it can be the other person having these two things very strong, ignorance and selfishness, or it can be you, right? Not on the other side, it can be you, we never know, right? Okay, but if you are somebody where anybody comes, they feel suffocated, then you have to fix these problems. Whereas that person with whom you feel so suffocated, that person, wherever the person travels, everybody feels suffocated, then it's not you. You're getting it? Don't worry too much. But still, if you have these two things, the two things inside, if these two are gone completely, no matter with whom you are, right? With even the nastiest person, with whom everybody feels suffocated, if you don't have these two things within us, then like the sound of a clap, these problematic persons here, but you, the hand from your side, internal factors, when that is pulled down, then no sound. Sound of this suffocation stops. Whereas don't expect that to happen immediately. It will take time. We have to put effort to remove the ignorance. We have to put effort to remove this selfishness. So in the process, we'll minimize this. For example, say, okay, let's say, then this is same, but this is smaller. This is small, sound is less. You're getting it? Although the other force is very forceful, then if you remove it completely, no sound. Sound of the misery stops. So for that, the point is that all our efforts should be to remove, try your best to remove the ignorance and selfishness. These two things to be removed. Okay. So, this is the message. So with this in mind, so this author of this text, this is amazing. So I told you the story about him, that age just like 4 or 5, when the uncle takes him, then the wind blows, and then this boy would just look at the sky and he would scream, cry. And the uncle knows that this boy is very special. So the uncle would say that, you stupid boy, these are not birds, these are the leaves. Then the boy, knowing that these are the leaves, not birds, carried away by this storm, the boy feels calm, peaceful. Thinking that these are the birds, the boy is so compassionate, feeling the pain to see that the birds are going to be killed by the storm. So this is the amount of the compassion that this boy demonstrated when he was just age 4, 5, 6. So this, later on, he becomes such a master, and then he wrote many compositions at the text, like this. Okay, what? 4:30 now. So what I said is, okay, 2 options, you choose. One is a little bit about, say, how to see things like dream. In a way, how to wake up from the sleep of ignorance. So all the tension in your dream stops. One. Other one is question answers. You choose. Huh? The first one. Okay. Raise hands, the first one. Okay, majority. Okay. For this, what we require is that we require your involvement. Your involvement is that when I ask questions, you have to give me the answers. Okay. How many you are below 39? Raise hands. Below 39. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. When I ask this question, do you agree with me, all others, do you agree with me that those who raise their hands, they are very happy? You agree? Why they are happy? So he is asking, I fall under the younger group. All right, they're happy. So those who could not raise hand, you're not too happy, right? They were not too happy. I did not ask any because. I just said, do you agree with me that those people who raise their hands, right, they are happy? You ask them, they're all smiling. No, Devika, you cannot represent them. Look at their face. It's easy. Look at the faces. They're very happy. Look at the girl there. Look at the Afshan. Right? Okay. So which means she's not happy herself. You're getting it? Okay, so what I'm saying is that this is so important. What makes you feel that, okay, they are young. We are not old. We are elder. That's better. Okay. So with this, do you see that there's an emotional stir happening? So, okay, I go into the older category, right? Emotionally not so pleasant. Okay, 39 below, I'm the younger category. The smile lights up, right? Okay. So with this, there's an emotional stir there. Okay, if let's say Devika is, let's say if she is 39 and 11 months, and Devika asks me, Kishala, how old do you think I am? I say, you look like 40, right? She'll be very upset. It's just 1 month that she's going to become 40. She'll be so upset, right? Kishala said, I'm 40, I'm not 40, I'm 39, right? And then if she's 40 and I say, you look like 39, she's very happy, thank you. You agree? This is what happens. You getting it? Why, tell me, why you are emotionally so ups and down on the basis of your age? Why? Tell me. Because you see something there as, oh, I'm young, I'm old, I should not be old, I should be younger. You agree? Be very honest. Yes. Okay. So this actually, even what we see as young and old is also like illusion. Right now, the elder ones, you are happy. Right? This is illusion. How is illusion? Don't follow me blindly. You have to know the reason. You think about it. This will revolutionize our thinking. This revolutions our thinking, and it makes our mind extremely at peace. All our emotional stirs will stop. Why? The age is like illusion. Not because the age is a number. It's a number, right? It's just a number. No, this is just a way to make others happy. Rationally, logically, we can say that age is an illusion. How is illusion? Okay, tell me. On what basis your age is determined? On what basis? You have a body and your mind. On what basis, huh? On your birthday. Birthday meaning? You're born, right? So which means your body is old or your mind? Your body is on the basis. So in a way, say that, or 20 years old, 20 years ago, I used to be very young. Now I cannot do as much as what I can do 20 years ago, which means that my body. You agree? Okay. So we say that it is on the basis of the body that we describe some as young, some as old. But the body is nothing but made of cells. You agree? You agree? Okay, particularly the younger ones. Right? Body is made of cells. And the cells are nothing but made of molecules. DNA molecule, chromosomes, cytoplasm, and so forth. You agree? And the molecules are nothing but made of atoms. You agree? Okay. So on that level, on the atomic level, what we are seeing is one, through electron microscope, you see the atoms. On the atomic level, atoms which constitute the body of the young people, atoms which constitute the body of the elders, these two are same age. All the atoms are same age. 15 billion years old, all the atoms. Not that atoms which constitute the younger boys and girls, their body, their atoms are younger than ours. No, their atoms same. Now tell me which is younger and which is older. Now Divya is very happy. Look, she's smiling now. Right? Okay. So what I'm saying is that seriously think about it. First, you deconstruct yourself. Who is that? What is that thing which on the basis of which I describe myself as young, old? This age is on the basis of my body. Right? What is this body? Body is made of organs. These organs are made of cells. These cells are made of molecules. Molecules are made of atoms. Finally, it's just nothing, bunch of atoms. Hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen. These atoms. And these atoms, there's no one atom which is older, no one atom which is younger. It's all the same. You getting it? So, what we see as young and old is only our perception. It's only a perception. So if you really think in that sense, we see that what we describe as young and old, this is just illusion. It's a perception. From the object, there's nothing there to identify that is young and old. This is one. Okay. Okay, let us now just sit up and do a quick and the guided meditation on emptiness. Very quick. Okay. So what we do is that just think of yourself. Think of yourself. And say, compare yourself with your son, with your daughter, with your nephew, niece, or with your students who are way younger than you. Or in comparison with that little boy, little girl, I'm way older. Okay. What is that thing which marks me as older? My body and my mind. My body. And my body is nothing but made of various organs. The skin, the fatty tissues, the bones, the heart, the lungs, and so forth. And these are made of cells. And the cells are made of chromosomes, cytoplasm, cell membrane. And these cells are also made of molecules. And the molecules are made of atoms. Just stay in this level of the atoms. Imagine that you are seeing just myself in the form of, so if you are, say, the 60 kg in weight, so you have like 60 into 10 to the raised of power 29, the 29 atoms. So this is the number of atoms that you are made of. On that level, I'm just a bunch of atoms. Likewise, this little boy, the little girl, who's way younger than me, is also made of a bunch of atoms. On that atomic level, all the atoms are the same age. Where is this entity which I call myself as I, who's older than this young boy or young girl? Where is this I, which is older? It's not there. Stay in this experience for a while. Okay, good. Now we will do this second, very similar, this second meditation, very similar to this. Okay, we describe, each one of us, we describe ourselves as male, non-male, female, non-female. Again, the gender. Gender is posited on the basis of your body or the mind. Your body. And the body is nothing, again, made of atoms, cells, molecules, atoms. Again, we go on the atomic level. Where is this gender? Atoms of the males and females, there's no difference at all. Hydrogen atom of the male, hydrogen atom of the atoms of the non-males is just same, identical. One proton, one neutron, one electron. That's it. That's it. There's no difference. This is the male hydrogen, this is a female hydrogen. This is male oxygen, this is a female oxygen. This is a male carbon, this is a female carbon. No, there's no difference. Where is a male, where is a female? It's just illusion. Okay, let's do the meditation. Ready? Now you think of somebody you identify as, I love this person, like my mom, my dad, my husband, my wife, my children, and so forth. And that person is a male, non-male, whatever, female, non-female. Okay, now go more closely to see that this person is made of innumerable cells. And these cells are made of the nucleus, cytoplasm, and a cell membrane. And each of these parts, cell membrane, the nucleus, cytoplasm, they're all made of molecules. And molecules made of atoms. Stay in this experience on that level, on the atomic level. On the atomic level, you don't see that person. You just see the atoms. From distance, you see the forest. Inside the forest, you don't see the forest, you see the individual trees. Likewise, when you go on the very close inspection, you see the atoms. And this person who you describe as, I love this person so much, it dissolves. Okay, now tell me, where is the maleness, where is the femaleness? It makes no sense. Hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, none of these atoms is a male or female. They're all just identical. And the concept of the maleness and femaleness dissolves. It makes no sense. Stay in this experience for a while. The question should be two questions. One, what are you seeing? I'm just seeing pool of atoms. Next question, where is this person? Where is this person who's male? Where is this person who's female? Where is it? Nowhere. When you say nowhere, a tinge of fear can come in you. A tickling sensation can come in your body. Cold waves can flow through your bodies. If it does happen, you're very fortunate that you're going in this line of understanding that objectively nothing exists. If it does not happen, don't worry. Continue with this practice, study more, and eventually you will get this experience. Okay, good. Now come out of this practice, come out of this practice. Okay. How many of you felt that, oh, this is quite a scary meditation, where the maleness, femaleness concept dissolves, right? And you feel a little bit of mentally, a little hazy. There is something there as a male, female, but with this analysis, it makes no sense. There's some clash there. Your belief and what you're thinking now, these two are a little bit contradictory. Who felt it? Raise hands. Who felt it? Who felt this meditation with little yes? Siddharth, yes? No. so that the sense of the gender dissolves or not dissolve? Dissolve. Dissolve means that, but when you look at me, you see me as a male. No? You see me as a bunch of atoms. Oh, that's amazing. You see a bunch of atoms, or you see me? Real. Okay. So, if you really feel it, you have to apply this to all other triggers which trigger the emotions. Destructive emotions. Positive emotions, fine. With the destructive emotions, you apply this and see if it works. If it works, this is very precious. This helps us to tone down our emotions. Meanwhile, if somebody abuses you, oh, you're a bunch of atoms. Don't say like this. You're getting it? Right? If somebody abuses you, really abuses you, okay, sometimes when somebody triggers some conflict, and then you can put the petrol on this conflict. You can put the petrol. And the fire flares up more, right? And then you blame the person, and that person is doing this. You actually put the petrol. One time, it's very interesting. I was so impressed. One lady went to a doctor, and the lady asked the doctor that, "Doctor, please help me. My husband is so abusive. He's so short-tempered. Every time he meets me, he just keeps showing tantrum, throwing tantrum at me." And the doctor said, "Okay, I'll tell you one thing. This can be solved." And the doctor said, "Okay, every time your husband starts to shout at you, you do one thing. Go to the kitchen and get a glass of water. And don't drink. Keep doing this. Keep doing this. And don't drink, don't swallow, don't throw. Just keep doing this." What's English words? Slush? Huh? No, it's not guggle. There's another word. Slush. Keep doing this. Swash or swash something. Swash. Then the lady went. And every time the husband was about to shout at her, she goes to the kitchen and does it. Yeah, she knows that. He knows that. Yes. And then she's doing that. And the anger subsides. Right? And was for like one week. It works magic. And the lady was so surprised. Went to the doctor, thanked the doctor. "Thank you so much. Now all the family issues gone now. He never becomes angry now." And how this water helps? And the daughter said, "The water doesn't help. Water has no power. It doesn't help. It just makes you to shut up." Right? That's amazing. Sometimes we put petrol, and then the fire flares up. It is both adding this. Okay, so with this mind, when we apply this meditation, it will be very helpful. And at times when you go through difficult times, what we suggest is emotionally difficult times. What I suggest is that go to the room, sit down comfortably, just backbone upright, right? Just take a deep, forget for the time being, just don't think about the issue and take a deep, focus your mind on the breath. Just take a deep breath 7 times, 14 times, 21, any time, 10 times, 11 times, whatever is fine. Just take deep breath. Just focus your mind on the breath for like 21 times. Then your very gross aggression of the mind will subside. Then think of the trigger. If the person or situation, the person, think of the person and go on the atomic level gradually. Don't just go to the atom directly. Say this person is a thin layer of the skin, behind that fatty tissues, behind that the whole skeleton, the muscles, the cartilages, then the blood vessels, the blood, the body heat, and if possible, you can be very particular. Say, for example, say the blood, 4 liters of blood, air, 4.6 liters of air, that person breathes in and out. And then the vacuum, the body space, 99% of the body is just vacuum. So like this, just think of that. And then you go on gradually to the cellular level, at molecular level, atomic level, stay there. Just go slowly, get there. And then ask 2 questions. What am I seeing? I'm just seeing bunch, pool of atoms. And where is this person who was complicated? It's not there. When you say it's not there, your mind will instantly feel from agitation, it subsides. It subsides. Instantly you feel the tranquility. And then you practice it more and more, then the stability will build up. But the stability, then next time, generally speaking, things, when the triggers happen, your mind will not easily be agitated. Even if you're agitated, you go into this meditation, instantly agitation will subside. Okay, so we are done. 1 or 2 questions if you have. Yes. Nori, right? Nori, yes. Exactly. Yes. This is very true. So, like, what is that English word? I don't know. Swosh? Slosh. Okay. Say by sloshing, then actually you are avoiding the situation. As you said, very true. But the person does not change. Anytime the glass is missing, again will come out. Right? Okay. So how to solve this problem? There are 2 things. One which we said is that even for you not to act as impulsively, like electrocution, right? Like a short circuit. You come to get a sense from this exercise, okay, I'm also responsible, right? I'm also responsible. Earlier, I don't have any control. He said it, I said it. So, the fire and the petrol. So now I come to know that I have to have control myself also. So find the point is what? First, manage your emotion. It's not managing others' emotion. First, manage your emotion. Once you're able to manage your emotion well, then see how you can help manage others' emotions. First, it's about you. So one thing is that, okay, I should also learn how to control my impulsive reactions. This is also a great exercise, number 1. Then number 2 is that even if the other person barks like a dog, I said you, still how to maintain your emotion under control. For this, we talked of compassion is number 1. See the other person like a small child in an old body, right? So this girl is like a old, big man in an old, young body. So what I'm saying is that when you grow, you see all others like small children. When you mature, you will see others like small children. So this is what you can see. Then you will not be disturbed. Like a naughty boy, a naughty little son, and a mother. Matured mothers will not feel agitated with the behavior of the naughty boy. This is one. Then the next, this is out of love and affection. Other one is about seeing the illusion-like nature. Illusional nature. And then more importantly, all these things which, from this, there is a whole technique taught how eventually, not now, eventually, the more the person is nasty, the more you feel affectionate. There's a technique there. The more the person is nasty, the more you become affectionate. This is amazing. You're getting it? Instead of anger, the more affectionate you will become. And if I'm to give you the gist of how it works, you want to know this? Hey, Nuri, you want to know this or no? Huh? You like to? If you want to know this technique, the technique is very simple. We should be very realistic. Be very realistic in ways that don't expect some magic. Don't expect, some gurus bless you and then somebody says you're nasty, you're happier, you say thank you. This is very stupid. It should be very realistic. So, realistically speaking, in this world, what is one level of affection? We're talking about affection. Where the person is nasty, you become more affectionate. We're talking about affection. Just give me an example of one affection which is most commonly seen in the world. Anyone, quick. Mother's affection towards a child. Okay. And each one of us, when we were aged, 2, 3, we may not remember. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, your love towards your mother is so intense to the extent that you see the prospect of you being separated from your mother for the next 2 days or 1 day. You cannot contain your sadness and pain. We agree, reasons? Yes. The boys? No? Yes? Yes. So, now let's say that the same boy, same girl, you, don't think of somebody else. You as a little boy or little girl, when you at that age 4, 5, 6, 7, when you see the prospect that you're going to be separate, that your mother's going to be separate from you for 1 day, the pain within you is so acute, which means that, why do you have this acute pain? Because of the tremendous love that you feel towards the mother, because of which you don't want to be separate from the mother. You agree? It resonates. Good. Now the point is that this girl, little girl or little boy, who developed intense love towards the mother, day one you were born. Day one you were born, did you love your mother? Day one you were born, did you love your mother? Anybody can pick you up. Right? For you, there's no difference. This is my mother, this is not my mother. No. Day one you're born. Although some people may say that, scientifically it is proven that the child in the mother's womb, the brain is not yet developed to express this enormous love and affection. No, it's not developed yet. It takes years, minimum few months, 1 year, 1.5 years to develop this sophisticated brain to express this love and affection. So, the point is that day one you are born, you do not love this mother. But within the span of 3, 4, 5, 6 years' time, you developed intense love. You're getting it? And the mother loves the child also. Day one, the child is born. But the child develops his love over the span of time, not just the day one, not on the day one. Okay. If we are to mimic this love affection towards all the beings, particularly towards the difficult person, we cannot mimic the mother's love towards the child. But we can mimic the child's love towards the mother. Okay, how many of you love your difficult person? Raise hands. Now, how many of you love the difficult person? The nasty person. You love? You like the nasty person? This girl is very different. So still you love that nasty person. So still he's the nasty person. Okay. So let's say that at the moment, except for this girl, or for the rest of us, the nasty person, no way, I don't love this person. I have no affection towards this person. This is our relationship. So this is like Day one you are born on the child. Day one you are born, you do not love your mother. At the moment, it's like the child, day one of the child's birth, you don't love the nasty person. Now, how did this small child, within the span of 2, 3, 4, 5 years time, the child builds this love, enormous love towards the mother? How? Quick. Nori? Kindness. That how does the child know that this mother is so loving, so kind, and how does the child know that? Needs. Whatever the child needs, the mother jumps. You're getting it? The mother jumps to give you that. So the child sees the mother as a source of benefit. So when you see somebody as a source of benefit, your mind automatically goes close to that. This is known as affection. You're getting it? Now, the technique employed is that you see the difficult people. If you can see the benefit that you get from the difficult people, your mind will feel close to the difficult people. You're getting it? Does it make sense? If you see the benefit from the difficult people. And what kind of benefit? What kind of benefit? In fact, the benefit that you get from the difficult person is the greatest of the benefit, which even your mother and father cannot give. If this is a case, then your mind will feel closest to the difficult person. Even more close than how your mind feels close towards your near and dear ones. So the question is, what kind of benefit we get from the difficult person? This is the next question. You're getting it? So all these techniques are taught here. For example, yesterday we discussed it, do you remember? Yesterday we said that if you are, let's say if you are a boxer, you want to be below average boxer or a legendary boxer. We want to be a legendary boxer. How will you become a legendary boxer? If your coach is your mother, if your mother is your coach, then you go a legendary boxer? No way. Because the mother will never give you hard punches. Who will make you a legendary boxer? Someone who gives you hard punches. Who are those people who give you hard punches? The difficult people. Difficult people, they give you hard punches and then you become a legendary boxer. The person who transcends all the problems. So the hard people, the difficult people, they give you this chance. So this technique, if you meditate on this constantly, then your mind can transcend. You getting it? Then you see that this person is the one who actually made me who I am today. So your mind will flow closest to the difficult people. There is no more difficult person for you now. Okay, so these techniques are being taught in these courses. Okay, any more question? Yes. Vipassana. So they say it has a connotation. Vipassana, it is, in Tibetan it means, in English it can be translated, in English it can be translated as special insight. INSIGHT, special insight. Special insight, yeah. Any more questions? Okay, so thank you, Dr. Savidaji, for all your last 5 years of your effort. And Dr. Anidaji, thank you so much for coordinating with Dr. Savidaji. And this is amazing. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
come on stage and take the certificate from Geshila. Siddharth Sen Gupta. Replay. Okay, Milan Khanolkar. Sujata. Sujata Kaisare. Oi, soca. Sapana sada. Joanna Coelho. Joyce Pinto. Dr. Zoya Zhuang. Dr. Lida Zhuang. Dr. Maria Norma Menezes, she also left. Afshan. Asha Maria Koshi. Your question is always remembered. Bindu Vas. Dr. Anita. Sonal Lahiri. Devika Mahadeva. Noreen. She can enter her. You can enter your name. Anyone else I've missed out? Yes. Selsa. Anyone else? Yes. Thank you, Geshila. Yes. I think we all had a very many enlightening sessions, and I hope this continues in future as well. So I hope all of you are taking a lot of Dr. Loparthi. It's okay. If you want as a memory, please come. Both of you can come.